versus Pack Leader and 81. Okay. Sure. Alright, so this thing with a hammer and sheltered by ghosts should be able to win this. However, we know what's okay. Yeah, well, okay. So next turn I can hammer and sheltered by ghosts onto the cloud and attack with it. So I think unless they kill it in response, that's gonna be problematic. So if they can do that, then or even, yeah. Let's put it on this. Not sure why I'm doing it like this. I was so afraid of them having something that kills my creature in response that I just completely went in an awkward direction. But okay, if the opponent's now tapped out, I'm all right. This should be good now. What does this do? Plus, I'm not sure if it, like... No. Oh yeah, they can actually just keep chump blocking here. But I think the life gain is gonna be enough. Okay, yeah. All right. So I didn't play that I played that sub-optimally, but a victory nonetheless, thanks to having access to the early combination of Sigarda's Aid, Hammer, and Sheltered by Ghosts. Let's go to the next game. Boros Equip versus PG Rieko. I'm actually not going to play the Skrelv on 1 because I want to play Cori into Skrelv on 3. Not sure. I could have played Skrelv on 1 and then Raban on 2 and just have Raban already be protected. So what I'm doing here is I'm holding back just so that my steel cutters get the max value. Because currently, like, if I just play the Skrelv and Raban, there's no real upside. Alright, more cutters. Alright, start attacking. Okay. Opponent hasn't milled much, but now they are. So their Scavenger's Talent could deal some damage. Good thing is that these have Trample. Aura, okay. Alright, and next turn I can search and play the hammer. And Raban will have it. And I can actually attach it to one of the monks which have trample. So I think next turn should be good. I can also make something unblockable by black. Opponent doesn't have the big creature in the graveyard that they can reanimate yet, so they're not comboing me out yet. That's always an option for Golgari. Now their Vine Reap Mentor has done some damage. Would you like to do anything else? Okay, another thing here, sure. I'm gonna play this actually. Why? Because I can now do the following. A lot of triggers. Fetch a hammer. Trigger more prowess. And attack with everything except the Skrelv. And attach this equipment to a monk that has trample. And make this unblockable by black, maybe? let's just do it. Oh wait, that was stupid. That has trample anyway, so it's no. Okay, but I'm hoping that this is lethal anyway. I mean, 13 damage is coming through no matter what. Yeah, they can take out 13, 14, 15. Yeah, it's gonna be enough. I don't think they can gain that much life. They do have one food as well, though. It actually might be close. I don't. Yeah, I shouldn't have done this. Make this unblockable, but okay. I think it's still lethal. Yeah, it is. All right, nice victory versus Golgari Food. Thanks to a bunch of steel cutters in the early game, and then finishing it off with a Colossus Hammer. So yeah, that went pretty well. A very good mix of lands into action, into creatures, into yeah, all the things I needed. Yeah, let's keep going. Boros Equip versus Albat. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can put the hammer on the Mite. Problem is, like, I will be so dead to removal. So turn 2, aid into hammer. Could be interesting. Opponent is Selesnya. Sorry. Selesnya. That could be Selesnya Angels or Selesnya Death and Taxes. I'm not sure what the opponent is up to. Should I go for it? I will. And now if the Mite does die somehow, I mean, I still have Kellan as backup. I mean, it's, yeah. Having another hammer with this on the board is already pretty good. I can search my library for a Cori-Steel Cutter, but it's gonna be, you know, it's already starting to be difficult to chain spells here, so that might not be the best of options. I also have a Shadowspear. But I think with this Sheltered by Ghosts, I'm already good. I'm not sure. I think the opponent may have kind of left here. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you know the drill. Just use your right mouse arrow, right arrow on your keyboard to skip ahead. Sigarda's Aid. And she is actually delivering a hammer to this person here. It is a smaller one though. This is a colossal one. Okay, well, that was a little bit of a non-interactive game, so let's just go straight to the next one. Boros Equip versus Prominent Pioneer Karma UW. Blue-white. We have the Aid and the Clouds, so this can work out. This needs to be white though, so I'm off red for a while, but let's go. The Shadowspear is interesting. It helps to give trample. Now 2 aids are a little bit of a too much, but I mean I have kind of what I need, so triple cloud, huh? Well, that means 3 hammers. Opponent is also Boros. Okay, but they're going for a Manifold Mouse here. I can hammer and Shadowspear to give lifelink as well. I think that's just going to be it. Next turn doing this and this is just going to be enough. The only way they can interact with that is if they kill the cloud in response. So they now have to decide if they want to go on the defensive, which is never really a good place to be in if you're a red aggro deck. Let's start off with the Shadowspear. If they burn now, I can do this. Yeah, that went perfectly. And now this has lifelink. Perfect. Yeah. Sigarda's Aid gives your equips in flash as well. So I used the Shadowspear to bait, and then the Colossus Hammer helped out. I mean, the opponent is still kind of threatening here, but yeah, this attack is they're not good. They have no way to deal with that attack that's coming in. All right, nice. That was very straight to the point, successful. Yeah. The deck can be very explosive in the early couple of first few turns. And with lifelink, and yeah, that's why the Shadowspear is there. Trample and lifelink. That is very two key abilities. All right, let's keep going. The final game of today's run. Boros Equip. Boros Equip versus the Fervent Pugnatopo. We have a hammer. Oh yeah, we've got some stuff going on. Oh my goodness, yeah, that's a perfect answer for the hammer. Props to the opponent. That really slows me down here. Huh. They can normalize the Shadowspear. I'm not too sure that, you know, if they need to really. Yeah, I'm already full out of gas. That seam rip was just perfect for them, and yeah, that's what Ozoria's control can do. They may play Get Lost here, maybe. I'm actually exiling a Dovin's B2. Okay. I don't want to cast this, to be honest. I'd prefer to channel this. At least some pressure here. But I don't have high hopes for this one either. Alright, grab another hammer, I guess, or a steel cutter. They do have to deal with this board. Now, I do think... Okay, I was expecting a Wandering Emperor there. This star chart, this consult is probably going to push them ahead. Now look at like, their hand is so stacked. Even a Teferi would be pretty good here. Oh, it is Teferi. Okay.
I know what must be done. We need to move quickly.
Who to attack? Okay, wow. Oh no. Not wow. It's not over yet.
No more game.
I should have kept that for later for the cutter, but okay. Yeah, Teferi surviving here means they get an extra card. They probably have a sweeper in hand. But yeah, we'll try, but I don't have high hopes anymore. That Seam Rip really just won them the game.
Keep up the pace.
Permanents your opponent's control lose hexproof and indestructible. Alright, Pinnacle Star Cage. Yeah, they're gonna untap another 2 lands, so they have 4 mana available, which is a lot. I do think they probably have some kind of counter spell. Let's play the Cori. I don't think it's gonna resolve. Oh, it is. They can actually just activate the Restless Anchorage, and my Cori-Steel Cutter will just not get my thing will not get through, which is pretty awkward. But I'm gonna attack. No, and that means they're just gonna win, because not attacking is just, yeah, that anchorage.
You know what? I'm not done. Yeah, I can't even attack through the Beza. I'm gonna call this a day. I mean, for some miracle, they don't have counter and removal for this Toll Collector, which... I could give this protection from white and make it attack the fairy, but only for 3. And they could also block with the fish, so... Oh, they're marching the Cori-Steel Cutter here. Okay. Do they have a veto? Ah, okay. Alright, GG, you got me. Alright, 4-1. Still a positive result for this deck, which can be pretty explosive, but at the same time we saw here, getting rid of the hammer really just slows the deck down and puts it to a halt. But more on that in the recap. Alright, Boros Equip. Let's take a look at the lands. We have a lot of lands that are untapped early because we don't want to have any tapped lands. We want to get going from turn 1. We have 2 utility lands, but we don't need more than that because we're not here to stabilize or do, you know, deal with the opponent's stuff. We just want to kill the opponent. So, but we still have a little bit of interaction. We have 3 portable holes. We have 2 sheltered by ghosts. This is a little bit of interaction which we may need if the opponent is, you know, super aggressive, or we just need to take care of some key card on the opponent's side. We have 3 Skrelvs to protect our creatures from spot removal, which can be pretty crucial because we're trying to hit with like 1 or 2 super big hits and protect the creature that is equipped by the Colossus Hammer. The kind of way the deck wins is by sneaking in the hammer with certain abilities that enable it to get to equip cheaper, make a +10/+10 creature, and then attack for victory. We also have 4, let me turn this to Pioneer. We also have 4 Cori-Steel Cutters because they fit in the deck pretty well as well, being an equipment that can be fetched up, and then also, you know, a lot of cheap spells that can be chained. We have 4 Clouds and 4 Kellans. This is your tutor. These will search your library and find these equipments. The Shadowspear is a one-off. It's there to give the big creature trample and lifelink, which is key. So giving your super big creature, you know, the ability to gain your life, and trample is good. Otherwise, you are very susceptible to being chump blocked. And then we have this package here, which is the cheat enablers. We have Sigarda's Aid. You can just cast auras and equipments as though they have flash, and then you can attach them immediately to a creature. This mitigates the equip cost of 8 from the Colossus Hammer. Kemba is similar. When Kemba enters, you can attach the hammer to it immediately. Rabon, you can, when it attacks, you can attach the hammer to it. And the Toll Collector, you can just pay 0 at sorcery speed to attach the hammer. So a lot of ways to attach the hammer for free to your creatures and go from there. Yeah, so that's the deck going 4-1 today. I guess Azorius Control is probably a more difficult matchup because they have ways to get rid of the hammer. They have ways to sweep the board. So I guess, yeah, that's a little bit more difficult. Also, mono black could be difficult. If they have a Thoughtseize early, then you will have a more difficult time. Other creature decks, I think this is more of a fair game. Can they kill you earlier, or can you amass the hammer and hit for victory or even life gain? So it's pretty fair and square. Yeah, so it's an interesting deck. It's fun. It's very unique. And yeah, if you like equipment, if you like cheating a huge hammer into play onto your smaller creatures, then go for it. It also uses a few of the Final Fantasy cards like Cloud, making use of this. Uses the Cori-Steel Cutter, so some newer cards in this deck. Some newer cards considered for the Pioneer format. But enough of me rambling on. This is it for today's run. As usual, let's have a look at some flavor text first. Let's take a look at Kazuul's Toll Collector. Travelers are advised to bring extra swords, preferably shiny ones. And on that note, thanks for watching, have fun, see you in the arena, and peace.